Alright, welcome back to Coding with Kenny G, and this is episode 7. We're working on the formation creator, and we're just gonna take things as we go, so just bear with me if I make some mistakes or anything. But it's gonna work, and it's gonna be cool. So let's go. Let's check out our list here. We're gonna implement a few things first before we get ready for more formation creator stuff. I want to be able to remove a piece on a certain tile as well, so that we can undo our mistakes. So in camera controller, we're gonna add another event, and we're gonna write public static event system.action, also with a payload of tile, on tile selected right mouse button. Because we're gonna delete our guys when we press the right mouse button on a tile. So in our input, where we select a tile, we also check if we're pressing the right mouse button on that particular tile. If input.get mouse button down, and that's at index 1. That's the right click. Check right click. So then on tile selected right mouse button, and we're gonna invoke the current hovered tile as payload. There we go. And back in the formation creator, we're gonna listen to that event as well. So private void on tile selected right mouse button tile T. So we have a function for that ready to go. We're gonna listen in the on enable on tile selected right mouse button plus equals on tile selected right mouse button. There we go. And swoop. We're just gonna copy paste and minus equals. So we deassign. And then if we're gonna check if the tile is already empty, then we can just return. If t.get tile, if not t.get tile is occupied, return. Else down here, then we're gonna get the actor that is on the tile. So actor A equals t.get occupying actor. Then we're gonna say destroy A dot game object. If we were to just say A, then you're destroying the script and not the game object. So we have to remember that. A.game object. Boom. And then we're gonna set the variable is occupied inside the tile to null. So t.set occupying actor is actor to null. There we go. And we can test if this works by pressing play in the Unity editor. And right click, boom, it's gone from the creator. Perfect. So that's real handy. Yeah. we're getting a little null reference here. Yeah, we can just delete that one. In tile script, in a set occupying actor, just remove the null check there. Okay. Cool. It's a working. Good. What's next? Yeah. We can set up a little UI to break this up. So in our formation creator, we're gonna let the UI be a child of that object. So right click UI, I'm gonna place in a canvas there, which is automatically adding an event system to the scene, which is required to be there by Unity, so that the mouse clicks and stuff is registered. And here in the scene view, we just navigate a little bit outwards. And in that canvas, we're going to create a UI panel. And this guy, I'm going to set this anchor point. So I press this button here and I hold Alt, and then I click this stretch button. And then by using the hotkey T, I can drag it in. Because our UI is going to be on the left side here. The width can be 250, and after you change the width here, you need to go in here, hold Alt and do this again, because then it positions itself correctly here. Okay, so this is going to be real ugly looking, but it's just for the developer to set up. And we're going to have 4 buttons in here. And we're going to always use everything that is TextMesh Pro related. The old components like button and text. The old ones by Unity is not as sharp in the text. So we're just going to use TextMesh Pro, which is now built in to Unity by default, which is much better. So button. This is the first time we are using TextMesh Pro, so we just have to import that stuff into the project. Boink. Okay, we don't need extras or anything, so that's fine. There we have a button. And these guys I'm just gonna position loosely. So this is the attacker button. It represents selecting an attacker to spawn. And I'm just gonna write attacker inside the text component there. And for the sprite, I'm gonna put this one in red. Then I'm gonna duplicate that one. This is gonna be the defender button. Just pull it down a little bit. Just give it a somewhat equal color. Defender. And then king. I'm not gonna worry too much about positioning these buttons nicely. It's just a development tool, so it doesn't matter too much. King. And this guy can be a cyan color. And then last, this is the save button. I think that we can make all these buttons stretch out in its width inside this panel. So you do that by selecting all the buttons, holding Alt, and just let them stretch. Yeah, oh yeah, of course they position themselves like that. Then we can just pull them up. Attacker, defender, king, and then save. Save. This guy can be wonderful green. There we go. Yeah, development tool, great. Not gonna bother about any more looks on this or whatever. Okay, so this is our little UI, and our formation creator needs to know which button is pressed. Excuse me, just a little bit of water. So we're gonna do a few things in order here. Let's just have a look at our list. Yeah, so I'm going to create inside our scripts folder a file or a C# script called enums, plural. I like to gather all enums for a project inside one class, or actually not even inside the class, but I'm just gonna delete all of this region stuff, and then I'm just gonna collapse these brackets here, because we're not gonna write anything inside there. It's just gonna be an empty class, but outside here we place all of our project enums here. This is just really fast, because you tend to use a lot of enums, so then I just always jump into the enums file and write them in there. So we're gonna create a new enum, and it's called public enum actor type, and this guy is gonna be none. I tend to use some defaults, so I always write none as the first one, then attacker, defender, king, and then lastly count. This is just yeah, it's pretty much a little paradigm. We can also maybe skip the none, but it's nice to have the first one. If it's not assigned in the Unity inspector, you can kind of catch it, because the first one is always the default that is assigned. So if you made a mistake by forgetting to assign correct values to an object, you can catch it by having a kind of a null as the first element. Alright, so actor type, there we go. And since we're on it, we can open the actor script. I navigate to scripts by holding Control and pressing T, and then writing actor here. Then I find the script real fast in Visual Studio. So this guy, we can show you something here now. If you're not familiar, we can create a private field, private actor type, equals actor type dot it's gonna default as none, and then we have to set it in this inspector, but we can use a attribute to show this guy in the inspector even though it's private. So then you create an attribute by square brackets, and you write serialize field. There we go. And then this guy should now be visible in the inspector. when we select this, we will have a drop down here, even though that the variable was private. So the attacker prefab is an attacker, defender is a defender, and the king is a king. And we can also do this to the buttons, because we're gonna create a script that we can place on all of these 3 buttons here. Inside the scripts folder, I tend to use its own folder for UI. So UI, and inside of there, we create a script called actor select button. Yeah, actor select button. And in all 3 buttons, attacker button, defender button, and king button, we're gonna add that component, actor select button. And inside that, we're just gonna have a public field, and it's gotta be actor type. So that defines which actor type this button represents. So public actor type equals actor type dot none. I can help you out with a little tooltip. Which actor type does this button represent? And then we're gonna set that up in the inspector for each and every one of them. So attacker is gonna be attacker, defender is gonna be defender, and king is gonna be king. Okay. Let's think where we're at. Just a little bit more water. Okay. So when we press a button, our formation creator is interested in what button was pressed, because he's gonna know which actor prefab he's gonna spawn based on the button click. So for the actor select button, we can actually have a static event, I think. This event is shared between all 3 buttons, or it might be overkill to do this in the actor select button. I might just do this in the formation creator. Let's try this. In the formation creator, we're gonna create a public function, and we're gonna call this function from the inspector. So I tend to use a little paradigm for myself when I create public functions that are supposed to be called from the inspector. So I just write public void inspector in large letters, and then on actor select button click. And this guy, I'm gonna check if I don't remember if we're allowed, so I'm gonna try to see if I can't take in an actor type, and we're just gonna see if that just works. I don't remember. So back in Unity, just on the attacker button, on its on click event here, we add a new event here where we select the formation creator script. Formation creator. Yeah, we're not allowed to send it that away. I see. That's fine. then we're gonna do it the way that I thought I was gonna do it. Sorry about that. Then we can just remove this function in formation creator. And we're gonna create a static event inside the actor select button. So public static event system dot action, where the payload is actor type in large letters, on button clicked. Or rather on actor select button clicked. And then inside here we're gonna create an inspector function. So public void inspector on button click, no parameters, and then we are gonna invoke this event here, and we're gonna send in the thing that we assigned as the public field. So on actor select button clicked dot invoke, or rather question mark invoke actor type. There we go. And then we have to wire this event, or rather function, from the inspector on each button. So we can actually let's just multi-select all of these. I think this will work for each and every one of them. Drag in actor select button and then call inspector. It also helps to bring it out as your created function when you have capital letters like that. Boink. We can check if everyone has this assigned. That's good. So this should work. Then in formation creator we need to listen to this event. Because based on what comes in, we are gonna let the formation creator instantiate the correct actor prefab based on that. So let's create an event handler. Private void on actor select button clicked, and it's taking in actor type. So that's ready to go. And then on enable, on disable, as usual, we say actor select button dot on actor select button clicked plus equals on actor select button clicked. There we go. And then we're gonna desubscribe. Cool. And just to test this right now, we say debug.log actor type.toString. Let's just hope this works. So when I press play and I press the attacker button, whoa, we get the king. Interesting. King, king, king. Oh, sorry about that. We did a multi-select earlier where I assigned the function to call, or rather a script to call, but it didn't work to multi-select, so we have to individually assign the local script, because every button is calling the king script. Yep. So attacker needs to call its script, defender needs to call its script, and king already calls its script. Here we go. Press play. Cool. So let's see what I did wrong there, because it did not work. Oh, once I update this in the attacker button, we also need to select the actual function to call, and in the defender button as well. There we go. Then these guys should be wired correctly. Attacker, defender, king. And this is received in the formation creator script, which is correct. So what we're gonna do here is, we can make 3 variables, or we can keep them in an array. It doesn't matter too much here. So we can create 3 variables: public, actor, attacker, prefab, comma, defender, prefab, comma, king, prefab. This is just a shortened way to assign several variables of the same type. And we're gonna get some errors here because we need to set which prefab we are gonna spawn based on the selection in the UI. So we need a private field for that. Private actor type selected actor type to spawn equals actor type dot none. And we're gonna change which actor to spawn based on what comes in our event handler on actor select button clicked. So first of all, we're gonna select. We're just gonna save the actor type they came in. So selected actor type to spawn equals actor type. The parameter there, actor type. There we go. So that's good. And I'm also gonna do a thing here. I'm gonna set our default to actor type dot attacker, so that if I haven't already clicked, if I by default without clicking the button in the UI, I will just start spawning an attacker. If I click a tile, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a little if statement inside the function on tile selected. So here we're gonna decide which actor type to spawn. So we're gonna create this as a little switch. And the selected actor type to spawn as the thing we're running on, and case actor type dot attacker, case actor type dot defender, and case actor type dot king. And then we need to write break after each of these. There we go. Yeah, it's let's just think for 2 seconds here, just to not make this too much stupid duplicate code. We can just copy these into each segment here. That is really fast. Why not do that? So we're just gonna copy this code into here, and since we're attacker, then we're gonna spawn the attacker prefab. Copy this, And for the defender, we're just gonna change the defender prefab. And when we're doing switch statements, we need to name these variables differently because how switch statements work. So here we go. I'm just gonna rename him to ABC. King prefab. Right, so now we should be able to spawn different types of actors based on which type we have selected in the UI. Let's see if this runs, but first we need to assign to our formation creator the different prefabs we have. So attacker prefab to the attacker prefab slot, defender, and then king. Let's see here. So attacker spawns by default without any clicks in the UI. Let's see if I can spawn a defender. Yeah, there we go. And for the king, yeah. So this works. This is the Hnefatafl formation, or rather Copenhagen Hnefatafl formation. No. Boom. So this is actually the initial game setup, and I think we got a lot of stuff done this episode, even though it was a little bit back and forth, but it's gonna be like that if I'm gonna do this as a live stream sort of style. So just bear with me on that. But we have a working system. Now we just need to save this into a data object to use it. So I hope you enjoyed the episode so far, and I'll see you in the next one.